Boom. Add it to the screen. All right, so what are we doing today? There's so much on my mind. Holiday rush. It's keeping me positively distracted. I have a dinner popping up later today, so I'm checking into that. But I would like to churn off or check off some code attempts. Let me see. I'm closing the door so I don't disturb Nini. Cool. Oh, all right. So, need to do one more thing off camera. Let's see how this went. Okay, that's out of scope. Now I need to switch to vlog. Present. Let me make sure I don't have any windows open that accidentally leak. Don't want that to happen. So yes, scope. You see what the situation is. Go please. It's for me. Go. Gotta log into something. There we go. Let's see, what is this? Yeah. Robot. And password. Cool. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Alrighty. That we can close. We can close this thing. Close that. Right now, I think I can present. A little bit of a focus moment to get some stuff done. Share screen 3. There we go. Boom. Here we go. That's it. Put myself somewhere in the corner of the screen. All right. Let's try to focus for a minute. I've been struggling with some EoY related stuff, so I need to figure out what's going on there. There are a couple of problems that I'm in the middle of at the moment. EoY, and naively enough, that thing you're seeing there is just a provision, another one. That was a little bit of a stupid move or an idiot move. But anyways, what's done is done. I can provision new tokens for actual testing. But at least for my dev setup, things have been a little bit wonky. So I have to figure out how to get this thing running again. The problem I'm currently facing, I probably can demonstrate if I go to localhost 3000 private and trying to get this EoY thing working. I provisioned like a username. Let me just double check that I'm not leaking any tokens through my little thing there. So start. I can do that here. Let me open something fresh and put it on the right screen. What I did 5 minutes ago, FT stream. Just I have visibility. I need to capture a test password. Where's the def app? Copy the password. I log into this little thing. Let's see what happens. On my def setup, it completes whatever magic happens in the background. I'm logged in. Of course, I don't really know what's going on. So I go to the private page that I wrote just for that. And then you basically select, this is a secret page. I have access. I can log out clicking this link. This much works right now on a dev setup. Push this to Vercel, and whatever I deployed is not working. Reached out to EoY, couldn't figure it out, not quickly enough. So I'm being a bit of an idiot. I don't exactly understand why this thing is broken. I'm also not completely clear on how to use the tunnels and when not. So that's another thing I have to figure out. So it's like some good old frustration going around. I have to say, to EoY's credit, they've been extremely helpful in trying to sort out some issues. So I can't really complain from that perspective. But I just wish I could get off the setup and working in a negligible amount of time. Right now, it's just taking me too much effort. So yeah, that is one thing that is currently on my mind that I'm going to be fiddling around with potentially or reading into. So maybe I should read on the wire. So EoY. Let's see. Started. Started. Ah, this is how hard is it to type? All right, quick start. There's a 5-minute tutorial, but this is not the one I need. Let's see what happens here. It's a quick start tutorial on Kratos. That's kind of like the part that we're using right now. To Kratos' credit, like also to EoY's credit, naming is quite tricky. Let's see if I open this up. Is it sensitive information? Ah, it's not. Cool. This is publicly fine. Kratos. So what is this thing? Into the server, API only. UI must be defined by def. I'm using the UI site from EoY themselves, so I don't really have to think about it, which is nice. I just need to figure out how to get this to work. Now, there is this interesting concept of tunnels that you can use in a development setup, which I have to figure out right now. I believe on the client side, let's see how they set it up. If you might know, or Kratos API only doesn't have a UI or HTML template engine. We implement all the user-facing UIs like dashboard, login, and registration in our Node.js app, which is a way more involved approach than the one I've opted for, because I believe the tutorial that I ended up finding, okay, and I'm probably gonna kill, probably should have killed them somewhere else, but it is what it is now. Let me switch out to another monitor and post a couple of things that are not supposed to be there. Work screen, I should close all my invoices. So they don't show up in the buffer. Cool. Notes. Switch that back to the monitor. I can come back to the screen. Ah, snap. And here we go. I can go back to that screen. Here we go. All right. All right. So 2 problems for today are, let me just do that here. Scratch. Here. So the first one is EoY. What, how, when to use tunnel. The second one, Supabase, how to properly Superbase plus NixOS. All right, I'm just going to links how to properly build Go 1.18 modules. Right, Go line. These are my two focal points for today. I'm just going to keep them up on screen so I don't lose sight of the prize. Cool. So let's have a look. So this part of doing like a heavy-handed approach and setting up your own UI. Where do we actually render? What do we see here? I don't think we do anything really UI related. We're basically just setting up, what is it, Express.js endpoints, I believe, or isn't this something Express.js like? No, it's in there. Yeah, I don't think we're just setting up some helper functions. We're setting up some helper functions that we're going to use somewhere else. I just don't see where. You see, I'm missing something here. So back to the drawing board here. Self-service, EoY node, blob, master source, packages, middleware. What the hell is this? To ensure no one can exit that for pirate authentication, we use a small piece of code here. Huh. Okay. So we do some funky stuff. I just don't understand what. We get next function from Express. Set session. So apparently Next.js just basically wires these up without additional work, which means every request happening, every request executed is basically passed through this middleware. So let's just look at that. Next.js middleware. Advanced features middleware. How does that work? Using middleware, install next.js. And here we go. We just have to populate a file, middleware.ts. Okay, that's how it works. So we just did that here, middleware.ts, and then it magically just fits together. Export a middleware function from middleware.ts. And what do we do here? This function can be marked as async if using await inside. What do we do here? We get a request, and then we redirect it to about-2. Do we do that for everything? Probably not. I guess we do it as long as we match on about/some path. Cool. That's it. Now, do we have a config in here? I don't see a config, so I guess it applies to everything. That's really the naive way to think about this. And I don't understand if, I guess they all satisfy a single signature. They all take in a route options creator, a request, some response, then some next function, and then oh no, they take in route options creator, and then they return a tuple, or at least a tuple containing, or a structure containing request, response, and next function. So all of them comply to the same signature. I guess that's how the middleware works. They just all get run probably in this order, I would guess. Maybe. Here we call the functions we defined up above, so we don't have to worry too much about these. They do some magic that this thing knows how to deal with. Add session to request, that's there. Maybe initiate second factor authentication, that's there. So that's how require auth works. And then we have the same for like set session. We do some magic there, then add session to request. Not sure what that does. Okay, we're using this thing again. We're using a lot of the stuff that is there. which effectively the add session to request basically just populates the session field. Okay, I see what's going on. I see what's going on. Cool. Here we catch an error we just handled, maybe initiate second factor blah. And then next here we catch an error, Axios error if not. I don't understand this. Get the error if. Interesting what we do here. Maybe. Okay, cool, fair enough. This thing just takes an error, maybe initialize 2FA, always takes some error at some point, does some work with it. This is not my shining moment right now. So I've been writing TypeScript-ish code for a bit, and now I'm kind of confused because I'm looking at this function. I don't know. So here we take this in, return that, then define body. Let me just make this full screen. So let's say add session to request, I pass along request there. That's how it works. I'm looking at the wrong function. This is what I was looking for. So here we do pass along response strings. Let me see how this works. I catch an error, then I look if maybe initialize 2FA, I pass along the response and the API base URL. Then I also pass along the error, and then I probably get like some Boolean out, obviously. And based on that, I either decide to redirect to the login page or we stay the course. Okay, fair enough. Now I get that. So here, maybe initialize 2FA. This thing actually just returns yeah, so at this point, okay, that function still is unresolved. There's still, we need to pass along error at this point, which catch is waiting for, just a function accepting error, and then it handles it. Fair enough. Cool. So there's no real magic here other than the migration, the middleware TS file. Okay. Okay. Now this is starting to get like needlessly complex because I just want to play around with Kratos in a managed scenario, but this thing here wants me to run some Docker Compose setup. I think I played around with that before. Kind of like worked. I'm going to switch this back to light mode so I can read this thing. Maybe. Okay, well, that works. A lot of these other servers like Mill Slurper and blah, 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 we don't really need. This is just tooling to get this demo testy thing to work. I think it already straight. So this part worked before, but I don't believe this configuration demonstrates how to play with social sign-in. But we could check out debugging and help, see what's there. How can I separate customer employee down? I have to use, okay, this is not what I have. Username is available, support. Okay. Interesting. So if I want to really debug Kratos low-level stuff, this is how I can do it. That's not the problem we have for now. So I have to go back to the drawing board. This is not the issue. Cool. Then, oh, okay, also highlighted self-hosting. Not what I was going for. Let's go to another quick start and give me developing with EoY. And create project, blah, 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 documentation example. We already have like dummy projects, base path. We take that endpoint. I'm going to kind of like retire my project soonish. What's this? Copy to project slug. We already have it somewhere in our project. Here we go. When developing locally, your application is often exposed at the localhost domain, or APIs must be available on the same domain. So localhost as your application. Yeah, okay, so localhost as your application. Oh, on the same domain, localhost as your application to avoid issues with third-party cookie. Fair enough. And when using ORI session cookies, the easiest way to expose ORI on your local host domain is to use the ORI CLI tunnel. But if you're using Next.js, you don't need it because you have mapped the ORI API to some endpoint inside of your app, which I believe I can verify by trying something. Let's see. Was this the app? Okay, cool. So I believe, okay, I gotta make this dark. It's really hard to look at. So maybe there's something we can find on the API or the API. Probably the best way to do that is to go back to the source, PB, right? How do we do this? We pages API.ori paths, right? There we go. So we pull in integrations next edge, ORI integrations, next edge. So here we go. Is there some documentation on this? Maybe create API handler. How does this work? Definition. How do I call it actually? Create API handler. And what does it return? Some promise. Let's see what's on the inside of this thing. Who knows? It's not the definition, but I can say create API handler, and it's going to search base. Where are we defining this? Export default. Here we go. Ah, wrong place. My bad. Let's try this again. Follow that. All right, create API handler, right? Huh, that's kind of annoying. Did we configure this thing to not search? All right, I can figure out another way to deal with this. Incoming HTTP request. Filter. What do we have here? Edge. Those just the types. It's an implementation, maybe. There we go. Create API handler. There we go. What do we do in here? Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. So we figure out if you can parse what's really going on. This is hard coded. So on 303, we just go 3 levels up. And where do we mount this thing? So we mounted it under /API.ori/ some endpoint. So if we go 3 levels up, maybe we have, okay, no, if path is UI welcome, obviously. All right, fair enough. So this thing probably maps to whatever API endpoints we're documenting in here. So this whole thing here with UI registration should more or less work for us. UI registration. So let's check that out. So I believe it's going to be API.ori UI registration. Maybe I can, let's see if this works. I don't know. Okay. Login. Found. Okay, so that worked. That exists. Okay, cool. So the login endpoint is there. Let's see. Is there anything that, okay, that didn't map. I can probably just document which endpoints are here. I'm going to narrow this thing down. Keyboard. All right, so login. What do we have? Here we go. That is part of the public API. The self-service stuff, I don't think we need. We need something called EoY/login. Where does that? Did I write a note on that? There. Okay, so we have to figure out if it's under actions, webhooks. Not here. All right, so let's just do EoY/login. Any hits? If you don't know what it's mean, head over to self-service user login. Cool, cool, cool. So now this thing probably provides some insight. We are looking at self-service/login. Where's that UI login thing? Self-service. I don't know. See if the other thing has. Let me just search for that. Also, no matches. Not easy. Not easy. This. We hit self-service. From which direction? From the Ajax client. Hit self-service login browser. It's Kratos. Kratos in our case is just a simple mapping. I hear you. I hear you. Okay. Let's see. Service. Okay. I believe this must be minified somehow because it's not super readable. Let's see. Redirects false, I'll redirect GSub through case and through on response rest 2. If res header location, if res header's location index of base URL is 0, then res header location is equal to res base URL. Huh? So we change location. All right. Index of, okay, I hear you. It's not in there, or maybe we should look up what the return value of index of is. Location as a string. So give me that. Return value. Okay, -0 if not found. So we're just checking that it's found at the beginning. Here again, found at the beginning. Here again, index of /UY is equal to 0. Curious. We just do a mapping of if it's either API Kratos public or self-service or UI. And we just continue with this thing. Basically do a rewrite. Okay, cool. I don't think I fully understand what's going on. I just have a very strong hunch that whatever we're doing here on the ORI side doesn't require the tunnel because we've already mapped ORI backend, or at least the API on the cloud side, into our local app. So maybe that distinction needs to be made on this page. Running this command opens a 4004 local machine. Fair enough. We don't need that. We have this UI registration thingy. This is one of these examples. We should probably look into flows. Yeah, that's the thing. We need to inventorize and understand what all the different flows are. I tried to write something on it. Self-service flows, registration log and log out. Okay, let's figure that out. There we go. Okay, maybe we just keep it here. Or identities implements flows that user perform themselves as opposed to administrative intervention. What does that mean? User perform self-service. Facebook and Google both provide self-service registration and profile management features, as you are able to make changes to your profile and sign up yourself. All right, most believe that user management systems are easy to implement because picking the right, okay, blah, blah, blah. That's background information. I read through that before. So here we go. Link to self-service / login settings / browser, whatever that is. We hit Kratos. I don't know what happens there. I don't know what Flow UI is. What the hell is that? Yeah, okay. That could be a service. Probably this should have been modeled somewhere in between. Make it a little easier to understand. Also, I probably have to go back to see how it really behaves. All right, so the browser hits EoY Kratos and creates some flow, and returns some jazz, rendering the browser, or redirected. Then we hit self-service flow. I don't know, the flow UI. What does the flow UI do? This is probably in our React app where we decide, like, oh, we want to do a certain thing. We're going to do a fetch from /self-service. We know what to call. Do some magic there. Not sure. Okay, we fetch some data to render from. Okay, so we return something here, and then we populate a format. Ah, come on. This diagram probably is considerably better if it's presented with Flow UI in the middle. Yak shave or not? Let's give it a shot. Actually, start a new EoY source. EoY. It's already been there. I'll just look at the make file. I'll just open the README. Nice place to start. Split screen. Name. Come on, give me this quickly. EoY. Oh, there we go. It's renamed, as you can see here. Alrighty, so what we're going to look for is Flow UI. Okay, that's not fair. That's also not fair. Flow UI. Cool. So here we go. Somewhere in here, it's documented. I just can't figure it out. Flow UI, Flow UI. Validates and process from form payloads. Okay, so let's do another search. Validates and processes form payloads. See if it's somewhere in this. Here we go. Perfect. Yeah, so give me flow. Here we go. Participant A is Flow UI. What is this? Mermaid. Okay, come on, give me that sequence diagram. And then we're just going to have a look at. Snap, I shouldn't have done that. Mermaid.js. Not there. Turning should probably go back to dark. There. There. Dark mode, better. There we go. It looks a little cleaner. So what we're gonna do, I don't want that to show up like this. The flow UI is technically in the middle of this thing. Yeah, fair enough. Let's see. Browser hits Kratos. This little thing happens, creating a story. We return that to the browser. Then we hit like our flow UI, which kind of like runs inside of the browser, but let's just pretend. Does some magic. Then we fetch some data to render forms. We kind of like need to have a return path. If you really want to do this the clean way, maybe we can just imagine that it's implied. Can we do like mermaid.js paths that return right away? Yeah, maybe I should just say like fetch data to render, and then I don't think that's the way to do it. Okay, come on. Okay, cool. We need an arrow at the end. Retrieve. Let me see. Maybe this is not a nice way to do it. Okay, so let's just have a look. Mermaid, just how to model, fetch the official guide to mermaid. Come on. Where are you? Woof. You know what? Not important. Not important at all. I'm just going to undo, 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 undo. This is not enough. Like we got this data, then someone fills out the form. This flow UI provides some ability for the end user to fill in the data into the UI. The UI then, well, the UI doesn't submit the form. The browser actually commits the action, but the UI set it up, submits the form, or it creates us a validation, sends back some success. If the thing is invalid, update store flow, e.g. little form validation errors, and then we return like a redirect to some other path, and then we can basically follow whatever this thing redirected to using that flow ID. All right. And then basically the app that's in the background here can fetch some data from Kratos, present it inside of the UI in the browser. We see it, and we can kind of like repeat the flow. Now, this probably should just point towards like, yeah, here, repeat. Probably just like a nice way to do repeat. But anyways, that doesn't matter. I think having this flow UI thing in the middle is good enough, which is what I'm going to do. Up could be. And let's see what's here. Yeah, okay, cool. And then also that's a typo, self-service. For some reason, that endpoint doesn't exist, which tripped me up initially. Service that thing. All right. Where am I looking? So hard to kind of like look at the difference, and it's a little easier. Now, here, it's data to render forms using / self-service. What is that? Using self. Okay, I fixed it. That's why I wasn't even seeing it. Cool. So let's just have a quick look here. This is where I'm at. I'm going to branch. Yeah, check out new branch. See, check out new branch starting at master. So I'm just going to call it Rubina. diagram. Yeah, so see how that works. And at the same time, I probably just fetch origin. How many changes came in since? Fuck, loads of it. Yeah, cool. Anyways, yeah, okay, cool. So what we're gonna do, it's a lot better. I can just bring that off migration guy. I will local master edge. Um, yeah. Let's see, where am I now? This is where we're at. Then let's look at origin master here. Merge. Fast forward only. Merge. And why is the work 330? I didn't commit. Fair enough. All right, so let's fix this. No, don't continue. Stash Z index arc of self-service mermaid changes, right? And then branch. I can delete my own branch. Yep. And how do I have this? Never committed. What the hell am I doing? I don't know. I don't know. Interesting. Let's see. Bina Ori. I don't know. Do I have like a Ori repo? Let me see. Remove. Ori. So I docs isn't protected. Not even sure what the hell this is. Let's go there. No idea what I did there. Oh, that's something we're probably going to ignore. So let's see. Do I have like a to-do on this thing? I can't see this. All right. All right. Wider. Two to-do entries found. Zanzibar, not relevant. Okay. No need to tackle that. Okay, cool. Like dinner time, I have to show up there at 1900. Let me double check exactly when this thing is happening. Um, all right, so I think. All right, let me ask Simon to send me a text whenever they're heading out. Can you? Why the hell is my keyboard German now. Okay, can you text me when the gang heads over to the restaurant? Cool, cool. All right, and so here we are. Let's look at pull requests. Opening everything in a different tab. Doesn't matter. What is it? I don't know. Does that work? Not closed. Was approved? Thanks for fixing. Okay, fair enough. That was already. That's approved. It's a master. I don't know. Merge one commit to master November 10th. That's a long time ago. Cool. All right. So that thing is old history. I wasted so much time on it. All right. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to check out the latest branch. Check out local master. Check out branch master. Darn it. Branch local branch master. Darn it. That didn't help. Where are we? Here we go. Here we are. This thing I have to do all the work myself. Fast forward only, merge real quick. Bam. We didn't manage to do it just a second ago because dirty work trees. MD, whatever, what was the file? Knows. We're just going to quit this, quit that. There we go. So we're back at this thing, and then there we go. So we can look at stash. We're gonna pop one. There we go. This thing still works. Pop. Okay, but maybe we can undo this. Yeah, okay. Doc. Free update themselves service flow to what is it? Browser flow UI and Kratos. Since the flow UI kind of sits between browser and Kratos API, this layout may be a bit more intuitive to readers. Oh, which blame me, I am doing on top of this is not my finest moment, my friends. Obviously, I did it on master doof branch. I basically then do create new branch, check out create new branch starting at master, vnet doc update self service mermaid js flow diag flow. Yep, do that branch delete master gone delete on merge. Boop, that's what we do. I'm going to push this as a separate change. What do I push? I don't even know what upstream is. Elsewhere. Here, vnet. Oop, that's what we're gonna do. Also, I'm going to push push another branch. What was it? Origin. Not, okay, just give me master. It's not there. Interesting. Yeah, right. Come on. Just branch. Local branch. Let's say origin master. Does that work? Fair enough. Can't do this. Yeah, cool. I have to go back to that one stash index. Did we do something like that before? Self-service path fix. Come on, that's unstaged. Okay, cool. Um, do the same thing again to um, index self. Come on. So that free cancel create patch block. Geez. Now here you see how royally you can fuck up certain things. No, I don't want to. I want to. Oh fuck! What the hell is this? Crap! What the hell did I do? 4 quit 1. Oh darn it! 2. Nothing selected. Fair enough. Nothing selected. Bench dash. Get bored. Batch message. Holy shit! This is like so interesting. I don't know what the hell I did there. Ah, crap! I hate this. I don't want to drop this stat. Well, fuck that. Metric required. Like, what's the fucking match? Nothing selected. Mermaid JS. Like, what the hell is that? To quit. Yeah. List. Cool. How do I kill? Oh shit, that's so interesting. I ended up in this fucking exit Vim type of problem. How do I? Ah, this is not fun. Okay, cool. Like I can be brutal. Um, so give me something here. Um, quit, quit, quit. All right. Can we do that? Okay, that's for later. Um, fucking hell. Okay. Magic exit menu. What the hell? Magic user manuals. How do you fucking exit? Sorry, I'm a little annoyed right now. What the hell? Manage whatever. Like just how the hell is that fun? Yeah, okay. You know what? Fuck this. Um, screw that. Um, I don't know. Kill. How? Oh, maybe I don't understand. I don't understand. Ah, fucking hate this. Um, what is this? What is this? How many fucking minutes can anyone waste on this shit? Drop stash, nothing selected. Yeah, fuck you. I don't want to deal with this. Ah, stats message. Next, how do you? Emacs magic stuck in stash menu. Ah, I hate this. Ah, here we go. Someone was stuck. What the hell is the answer? What transient version are you using? I have transients. That's not good and likely very hard to reproduce. It happens when you should be able to like fuel lossage and then copy the text having images in the mouse. I don't think the menu of rows involved. Move around a bit. How do you fix this? I don't. I need a fix. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. So what was it again? Index. Okay. This is so weird. This is so fucking weird. Okay, so how about this? Magic. No, even there, kill. Come on. This is just fucking torture. Kill mini buffer, Emacs. How to make Emacs? What the hell? I fucking hate this. You kill the current mini buffer, Control X. That's not how it works. I can't do that. I do this. That doesn't work. Holy mackerel. Okay, fuck that. I'm just closing Emacs altogether. Restart. What was it? Unit. Emacs. Even that I've forgotten. Restart. User. Okay. User. Restart Emacs to service. Suboptimal. Suboptimal. What a crap show. Of course, my configuration might be broken since the last time I built it. I fucking hate that. I'm sorry, people. I'm cursing a lot. I'm really annoyed. Hey, Ramcodes was good. Are you seeing me struggle today? I'm struggling with Emacs for some weird reason. I was about to prep a commit. This thing didn't want to exit some magic special mode. Hey, Ramcodes. It's good. Okay, so that's sent. Cool. All right, so what we can do today, switch to Ori doc, new perspective name. Now we want to find a project. Can we select, let's say, Ori? Here we go. That one. And then I believe we do, let's just open me. Nice place to start. I lost some. There we go again. This thing. Now, let's just look at what the current situation is like. Okay, so go to the stash. We just show a list. Nothing. Okay, so I lost that thing I was doing, which I'm fine with actually. And we did some reordering stuff. We're gonna make a PR for that. Out, see, new branch. Name for new branch is going to be fix self surface path URL in diag. No, that's a new one. And then of course I need to figure out what file this thing was in. The file is source. Okay, so I can open that. Can I do that with find file? Okay, self-service browser flow. There we go. And then this is the one that we needed. Paths, right? So fix so service URL Yeah, okay. I guess that's fine. Um, I just say fix observe and there we go. Up, up, up. What does this look like? I can push elsewhere, pushing it to my little branch there. And then I just open 2 tickets. Fair enough. I need to see if someone else suggested that already. Here, pull requests. How many do we have? River SDK docs. I don't know. How many of them are there? Add basic document matching rules to remote JSON. Rework permission, import SHA. Add document for Largo IDC. Adding documentation for advanced settings, move license formatter. Identity schema sections, update identity schema sections, blah, blah, blah. They both look like they're fine, good to go. So I create a PR for that. Doc update self-service flow to brother. Yeah, okay. Describe the big feature of your change or to communicate with containers. Yeah, not breaking change. Checklist. I have read contributing guidelines. Fair enough. Done that. I've referenced an issue containing the design document in my change. Okay, yeah, I don't introduce a new feature. I've read the security policy. I've removed pull records and the security policy. I added tests. Yeah, I don't need tests for this. I've added necessary documentation within the code base if appropriate. It says if appropriate. I confirm this folder does not get. I've read the security policy of reference the issue. If my change introduces, well, it doesn't introduce new features, so I can create a PR. And then I'll do the same for the other thing. Just get that out of the way. Um, I don't know. This wasn't really it, so I'll probably go back. Probably one more. Probably one more. Yeah, and then I can create this pull request. Dot fix self-server hyphenating. Hyphenating. Is, is that the way to spell it? I don't know. Um, yeah, tiny. These are tiny, like useless type of things, but it's something that confused me. So maybe I'm dead wrong. I'll find out if I am dead wrong. For now, I can put these things out of my head. Yeah, cool. Quid. Okay. What is happening there? Cool. All right. So what was the thing we were trying to do again? Let me just open my notes. Uh, mm, yeah, that was it. Go to notes. Ori. Let's look at Kratos. Cool. So yeah, in case I forget, what was I working on again? Ori duck issues, figuring out how Kratos works, so figuring out when tunnel is necessary, um, when you don't see XJS, for example, don't already proxy calls to Kratos, as with Next.js, for example. Um, so that is all Ori stuff. Like that, what we do. Um, that's one thing. Patching the docs, figuring out how it works, what it flows. Right, we need to know the flows. What did I do there? No, it's Jesus. This is not nice. Huh? I do weird things with my key binding sometimes, so I think I end up pressing tab in weird ways, and then I ruin things for myself. Yeah, back to notes. Um, Trade-offs. Go and then scratch. Mm-hmm. Doc, that thing we don't need. Back to notes. So the data mappings is not the most important bit right now. Also figuring out what time we're heading over. Like 1930, likely perfect. They're heading over to dinner at 1930. Social sign in, like that was the bit that, yeah, self-service flow. So this is focal point. So let's figure out self-service flows again, right? What's this, 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 that. I don't know. This is not relevant. Yeah, cool. Right. I don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. All right, cool. We were studying this. And then the following comments here. So it rewrites everything we have here. API dot worry goes to some proxy. The interesting thing here is that this example here, I don't know what it does. API handler. Okay, so here we basically catch everything or related. Catch it here with the API handler. And then of course you set this up such that what? Anything matching API slash .ori, whatever, goes to this path. Weird to do this because you may as well just start a file, call it slash API dot ori instead. But hey, the Lord works in mysterious ways. Okay, I'm sending filter by nodes. This is not what I need. Okay, this doesn't really that much. So one thing I don't understand, why do they make this distinction? It's a non-Next.js for cell app. Fair enough. They don't accept probably dot paths prefix with dot. Okay, cool. So this integration thingy doesn't give me a very clear-cut answer to the question I had. Need to figure out what the logout path is. That's something that's documented in the flows page. Registration, user login. Okay, login with Google, Facebook, GitHub, blah, blah, blah. Tell me what's the path. Self-service. So self-service login. Okay. Can we find like a EoY? Login username. What do we have? 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 Yes, it's just annoying. You're not UI slash. Well, come on. Okay, so probably not gonna figure out real quick. Just see if I were to start the search all the way from scratch. No dice. All right. You know what? Who gives a crap? I don't care. If I don't have a full inventory of all the paths, no one's gonna die. I'm just gonna go to slash private. This thing is probably broken because I crashed the whole setup. So what I'm going to do, well, we did that org mode. Fair enough. Yeah, so let's see. What do we have here? I'm going to say we did patch doc, a couple of patches that I want to push through. We're going to abort this task. We don't care. Figuring out when, I guess, the answer here, that was the question. I guess the answer here is answer only when you don't already proxy calls to Kratos, as with Next.js, for example. So, conclusion, we don't need the tunnel. I believe we don't. Figuring out how Kratos works. What does this even mean? Okay. Go. We can't answer this, so we're just gonna chalk this up on the semi-resolved thing. The next thing we need to figure out, though, let's just run the app. So I'm going to say ft.p, right, and then we need to find file. We need to find project. Find project. Where is it? Find project. Is it P? Test project. No, not it. Small p. Switch project. Well, what happens here? Okay, switch project. What do we have? We have track B. I think we do our auth stuff in track B. And then the file we need is, I don't know, was it private or was it one? Okay, then find file private. Here we go. Start server. There we go. The server's up. Set logout URL. Probably look at what this is. It's not like a solid way to figure out. Whatever. Do this. I don't care. Just do that. And then split it the third way. Maybe not like that. I'm going to split it there. Up. Return npm run def. Let's see what happens. Cool. Now, one thing I can figure out meanwhile, yeah, we can just go to private here. Session. Not that. All right, so I'll probably have like something in my console log. What do we have? Here we go. /API worry self-service logout. So all these paths are kind of there and probably documented in one of these flow diagrams. API client or Kratos. It's a long inflow, self-service long inflow. So, as far as I can tell, self-service mounted under API / dot. All right. Interesting. So that is one thing that clarifies my understanding a little bit. How about we undo state thingy, right? So let's look here. That's a bunch of config bull. Don't need that. Go back to the notes. Self-service flows mounted under up self-service. And then obviously I do have like some UI thingy, so we have to figure out where that lives. Self-service user flows. Do we have any UI specific things? Bring your own UI. Browser redirects and flow completion. Okay, sounds like it. Set dynamic redirects to return to query parameters and self-service flows. Allow list. This probably not exactly what I had in mind. What is this? Default. Oh, snap. This is something I can configure. Default browser return URL. Maybe I should set that. Cool. Something I can explore looking at off page, then readme, right? And then up, there we go. This, I don't know that, don't need that. So here we go, auth ORI. I don't need the real secrets, the fake secrets are there. I don't need a project identifier, base config. Actually, this is something we may want to look at later. OIDC config, don't need that right now. GitLab OIDC config, don't need that either, not at the moment. And what is this? Oh, I do set a redirect URI. Boom. That is one thing that is source of confusion in my project. I probably have to set that redirect URI to something that my app can handle, which means that to do actual a local host ever slash GitLab. Now I'm wondering if I overlooked configuring this elsewhere. Yeah, so I needed to configure this redirect URI. Here, probably. And GitLab OAuth application. Yeah, they call it Web Wizard. I don't know. This is that's just some clarification. GitHub side, I do need to. Okay, good. Or I GitHub, so you sign up, and now I have to look this up. I maybe made this massive mistake of getting to configure that. So how do we redirect? Even because the scope's an initial redirection, this is not what we need. How do we building OAuth apps? Yeah, creating an OAuth app. Let's have a look at that. Down here, there's something with redirect. Nothing. How's that supposed to work? Here we go. Callback URL. Okay. Enable device flow. Cool. That is one way to approach this. This is creating an OAuth app. Link here. Just have a look at documentation. So sign in for. Click the search next to GitHub logo, copy the redirect URI, save it for later use. Okay, so there is a redirect URI, right? Okay. There's probably some syntax for it. So we're going to text no, yes, results none. Now I probably have to look at GitHub settings and then redirect URI, copy that, what's in there. And I believe we do the same thing we did before. So, bum, 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 bum. which not very useful. Why? Because it can't resolve an HTTPS call to localhost if we were to set that up. Also, do we allow this thing to point back to? Yeah, we do. We're basically pointing back to the actual EoY API instead of redirecting to our local host-ish type of app. So this is what the user will be redirected after authentication is successful, which will not resolve, will just fail. Yeah. That's why it's problematic. So what we probably have to do something like this. EoY project endpoint, take this out, and then it has to become self-service. That's one thing we have to do. Probably local. Yeah. So where do we get this information? Identifier. I get the real information. I get fake. Yeah. So it's probably not going to be endpoint. What we are going to do. I don't think we can configure this, actually. I think we just have to play ball with this thing. It goes to EoY. They know better. They'll take care of it. I just shut the hell up and make sure it's implemented. So if I were to create, I think it's only copy. So what if I were to go to kind of like the we can't show it to you for security reasons. Good. So that one. User organization can own up to 100. Yeah. Where do you create these things? Come on. Sign in as Octocat. Okay. Just get to github.com. All right, so give me sign in as, can I switch? Can I switch to anything? I don't know. Okay, this doesn't. Things. New OAuth. Authorization callback URL. All right, cool. Maybe I can do that. Let's go to settings, figure out whichever apps I have configured. Oh, darn it. I feel like come on. How hidden can this be? Settings. We're already here. Switch to another account. Okay, whatever. Get me this one. Something changed about the docs or what? Left sidebar. Developer settings. Okay. Settings. There we go. Jeez. OAuth apps. All right. Do you want to develop an application that uses GitHub API register an application? All right. Register an application. Information tools. Test. URL. Localhost 3000. Application description. Test that. Authorization. What's that? Redirect URL. Right. Okay. Fair enough. We can copy. You can only copy it once. Right. That register application. Let's see what happens. Ah, come on. HTTP. That this should work. There we go. Information tools owns this application 0 user. It being a test. Cool. That's okay. And then I probably should do the same thing with GitLab. Just verify. Also, maybe I should. So how does this work? I probably copy this. GitHub. Create a ensure auth app create whatever. I can't do all of these things at the same time, so I'm just adding links here. I'll think about phrasing later. Cool. I have to figure did I fix this weird thing there? What the hell? Sign up. This is not cool. So pass gitlab.com. That remember me. I don't even know why I have to do this. Just remember really long term. Let's do my second factor off screen. Figure out how to get the. Okay, cool. So what is that going to be? There we go. Verifying like clockwork. We're in. All right, now I just need to figure out from the docs GitLab follow instructions or assign us all the way GitLab. Yeah, okay. Okay, cool. Let's just see what the GitLab docs say. Provide user-owned applications. I don't want those. Group-owned. Org-owned. Settings applications. Fair enough. Go to a group. We'll go that one. And then we go to that. Yeah, well, interesting. Can I? Come on. Somewhere around here. Group applications, just one of them. That's my def app. Fair enough. I set the callback. Fair enough. HTTPS callback. Weird. Homepage. Authorization callback. Fine. Homepage URL. Cool. Okay, cool. This should work. Conceptual, I guess. I can close this. Do. So this is where I've set up the applications. So look for it again in the future. I can close that. I can close this. Maybe the naming standard. I should adopt some naming standard. What is this? FD, being a def. They all left my name in it. These are personal testing apps. I will also purge them soon enough. Client. And Snap. I don't think I've done this before. You need to authenticate as the app to the API. Funky monkey. I don't think I have actually set this up before. pass search GitHub. And we have okay pass information tools GitHub. What we have here. We did create an app before. Darn it. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Figure out where this thing exists. So I can probably go to my own settings. Look at def settings. OAuth apps. Yeah. All right. We're just using a personal app there. Let me just see what's we set up. Okay, that was correctly configured. That is also pretty fine. All right, cool. What's it pretend? I have the secrets already, so now what we're going to do for hygiene's sake, let's remove this thing. How do you do that? Update application. How do you remove? Okay, maybe I should just go to apps. All right, is there a way to mark something for removal? 0 users. How do you remove? Jeez, like advanced. Okay, advanced. Danger zone. Delete. Yeah, invalid access to delete all application. It's not nice how sloppy this is. Okay, fine. I know where to create it in the future. Learned a lesson. I'm just gonna play around with a personal one for now. Paths are set up. GitHub, GitLab, fine. I don't think I need to do any specific configuration of the config in there. This thing done. This thing gets the secret set in. That is fine. Enable this true. We probably do the same for that one. Here we kind of get a glance. Find ID secret. Scope is defined. Enable is true. Yeah. All right. So what I need to do now. Okay, cool. There. Real settings are rectangle. Code blocks. Or bubble tangle. Control V, Control T. Control. Yep. 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 Angle 4 blocks. So now all these blocks are tangled. Sure. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Other configurations. Okay. Right. Then we take self-service OIDC providers and the main conf, and I merge them. Cool. And then I am going to put that up on a different display. There we go. So with a bat. Well, all this looks semi-legitimate. Okay. Oh, interesting. Funny. Methods. Curious. Something is broken in the configuration. I don't know why. I just realized that one of the fields is fields set to enabled false. It can't be because we basically set it to true up here. Set my commas false. Check that this merge doesn't come up with it. And this off the screen. Weirdly enough, yes. So this thing relates to what? Yeah, here we go. Fine. It should relate to. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, so I probably can fix it by saying double check, like margin. Then there's like a mode show. Yeah, let's just conf up. Yeah. Okay. Files. Yep. And the file we need is rate me, but the Emacs version. Cool. And developer languages. Miscellaneous. Yeah. Highlight indent. Highlight indent. Guys, okay. To look at this. Highlight indent. That's a little broken. Yeah, okay. I don't think we should be looking at it. Okay, cool. Like, all right, so I can do this. Right, and right code, and then that, and then highlight. Enabled, you don't see anything. Highlight. Highlight. Oh, whatever. It doesn't work. So config, we should just set enabled, not inside of config, but inside of OIDC. So we go over here, we switch over to the auth part. Is here OIDC. So within this block, we have to set enabled to true. That again, and then I have to just double check in the file I'm looking at in the output. This doesn't work. What am I missing? This bit enabled true. I don't see what's going on here. Okay, let me look at EoY IDC. Enabled false. Okay. Yes. Funny. I get the content of this first structure. That's 0. I kind of like conduct some union of that with this thing where I set enable to true. Enabled still shows up as false on my machine. I'm doing something wrong. Huh. Question here is let's try something else. Blah blah 12 out of this. But let's see. Blah blah no blah. Clearly something isn't working. Yeah, of course. Merged. Here we go. Oh yeah, so enabled true. That's correct. Cool, that worked. I was looking at the wrong place. Uh, password is false. Name. Oh snap. Okay, this is just not exactly what we need here. It's a new comes from here. Bunch of weirdness going on that I have to resolve. So under OIDC. Here I did something wrong again. I clearly thought for a split second I configured it underneath. Of course. I'm a bit of an idiot today. So what we're looking at is that here we set that field sits inside of this structure. Yeah, okay. Just remove the comma. This is kind of made up. Providers are in there. Enabled is in there. What I should be doing and do this. Jason. Mm, maybe it's not. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Passing it along, hard coded. Not pretty, but this will do. Okay, so I'll just write this up. Check the output of the window. See, go. Enable true, perfect. On all the OIDC configurations. Cool. Now I can basically this thing matter. This is broken. Like this. Yes. All right. So now I should go back to, let's see, this thing. Oh no, this is not a place. Let's just refresh that. Let's see what's in the settings. Okay, cool. This is one way to look at it. Let's just look at that. Should be fine. Okay, so these things are there. Let's see. I move this over there. This thing I can remove. We don't need the tunnel. I say establish tunnels for development. Drop this into my ORI notes. So hide that from my other README. Back to this one. All right. So as far as I know, this thing is there. Probably can't. execution there. Rerun the def app. Now, one thing that I haven't figured out yet is that there's probably some weird cookie stuff going on that requires the same path or URL once the redirect happens towards Ori needs to figure out how to send me back to the app. That's probably something that is going to break unless I always provide callback paths that lead to localhost, which is fine because the app is doing this on the client side. Okay, so what could be a next step? That's after verifying that so far there isn't anything new broken. Private. Let's see. Anything new? Log out. I don't know what this does. That's the localhost 3000. Go. Oh, snap. So this is back on. Yes. All right, cool. So we did, this was broken before now. It's the first time I'm actually seeing both GitHub and GitLab. So let's see. Now this is supposed to break. Browser does not contain a necessary cookie to resume the session. Security violation was blocked. Fair enough. Force cookie secure. Okay, so let's see what we can do about that. We go back. I don't know what the default value for this thing is. What's the default value? No other value set for the true. We'll set a secure flag for all cookies. This might come in handy when you deploy. Not in Brazil. All right. What's the default value of this thing? Nothing. Whatever. Let's try to run it with false. Okay. Okay. It's probably gonna sign in with GitHub. All right. This shit doesn't work. Cool. What was the whole deal? UI error. How do I debug this? Fair enough. Yeah, okay, so yeah, so that's the way to kind of like sessions. Let's clear everything in here. Is there a way to do that? Damn it, I have to do it on a one-by-one basis. I don't care. I'll just keep it in there. Snap. Let's see. Now that was some user interface. UI login, UI registration, UI error, UI recovery. Now the error message was produced where? UI error on that path, this URL. Fair enough. Inspect, let's just clear cookies. Let's just make sure that we're not doing something goofy. Application and cookies. Is there anything serious there? And clear. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. Let's watch this fail. All right. Now, is there a particular error I can work with? Only refuse. Okay, whatever. that. Okay, no, this is useless. Clear. Okay, I think I understand what the issue is. We're not supposed to go there. This thing is not supposed to redirect like that. I probably have to figure out if there's a way to tell this thing. Or account, the server or manage accounts, and let's see documentation to learn. Let's go to that one. Quick start tutorial, get a broader overview. Implement user follow performance health as opposed to administrative intervention. Yeah. Is there a way that we configure different endpoints here? I don't think we do on that level. We have to do it inside of the app, right? So do that here. That's the issue. I think I have to go to this thing, or GitLab. The callback URL is not this. I need to edit it. Yeah, this is going to be the issue. I think I have to do HTTP localhost 3000 API.org/self-service. I think that's the one. Save application. F setup. I'm going to have to do the same for GitHub. Here. Snap. Okay, fair enough. It's not up there. It's probably under my personal config and then developer settings. OAuth apps. That one. Okay. Where do we edit callback path? Okay, cool. So that's going to be localhost 3000 API.org. Update. Cool. All right. So one thing we can play around with now, certainly not going to work. This weird, the go back, it knows it comes from localhost or remembers timing. Keep the time in mind, 1857. Okay, I have to head out. Let's quickly try this one, see how it fails. Unable to complete OpenID because the OpenID return error, redirect URI mismatch. Redirect URI must match the registered callback URL. Yeah. How do we redirect URI must hang on? What happened in the background? 302 authorize. This one to that. This 303. Redirect the URI must make sure it's a callback URL file. GitHub error. Okay, I'm still missing the point. As far as I recall. Snap, okay. As far as I recall, this should not be. Oh, here we go. API or self-service login. What happened here? I got a 302 redirect to where? I don't understand. Maybe I should just get out of this problem for a minute. Well, self-service thing is there. That looks legitimate. I don't understand. Oh, self-service. Yeah, weird. 3000, yeah, slash API self-service. Okay, so what was it? GitHub. Old issue. Keep getting this order. I'm trying to from my request. You sort it out. Either put HTTP instead of HTTP. Yeah, well, weird. Force cookie secure. Okay, maybe that's one thing to think about. Um, if set overrides the API base URL, usually this URL is taken from the. Oh, darn it. Do we need to do something like that? I'm not trying to reach somewhere. I mean, it all happens inside of the app, so I don't really care, do I? Set or create a URL. I don't understand. I don't think so. Fall back to playground. Definitely not. Forward additional headers. Not sure. For the challenge work, please set environment variable or SQL URL. I think we did. Okay, cool. People. It's time for me to move on. Christmas dinner is happening. I think we had a little bit of some progress. Reflecting back on what was it? What do you want to do today? Yeah, well, you win some, you lose some. That part, figuring out how Kratos works, flows, what does it even mean? Figure out a couple of flows. We did have um, single social sign-in roughly set up for GitHub and GitLab, and now I'm just fucking things up. I'm not completely sure what it is. I think something in the front end where the redirect matching fails, which I'm not quite sure how to resolve, I have to say. I think my understanding of the process is a little bit wonky. Have to dive into the documentation. That's one thing I can do. GitHub OAuth. Yeah, let's just read that just for a minute. Skim through this quickly. Learn about the information. Reaching your app, accepting this authentication. We're going to focus on basics of auth. Specifically, we're going to create a Ruby server using Synapse that implements the web flow of an application in several different ways. Register your app. So how we do that? Client ID secret. That's what we get. We get that endpoint. Now you can just go to and get forwarded to that authorize. So we move that entire experience away, providing a callback. If you trust yourself to click authorize app. Callback. There we go. We didn't provide a route so GitHub doesn't know how to drop the user after you authorize the app. Let's fix that now, providing a callback. So that's the path we provide. Checking granted scope. And that's what we do, making authenticated requests. We do have to configure this somewhere. So where do we configure it? What's the value we program into the thing? Callback. That's the app. How does it know where the app lives? Just skim through the whole thing for just briefly. All right. Which works use slash callback. since then. Okay, callback sends back to slash since it's been authenticated. Renders advanced CRB. Using simply calling or callback URL in GitHub to put simple servant or relying on the same callback URL. We've got to do a little bit. Make it simplified as round trip routing, but simply changing our callback URL in GitHub too. All right. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I think we're on to the right thing. Maybe that's a good place to look. Debugging, authorization request errors. Servers make her during the initialization request phase. This will be a spam misuse of the API. Google redirect to register callback URL as a form parameters. If you provide a redirect URI that doesn't match what you've registered with your application, GitHub will redirect to the registered callback URL with the following parameters summarizing the error. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so let's just figure out. WAF app. Let's take some notes on it. Real quick before, come on, that was a link. Copy link address. So we had, what's our error? Our error is somewhere over here. There we go. Copy. Copy a scroll. Maybe that's not sensible. Let's just see bash. Ooh, what the hell? Okay, maybe I should copy it as something else. Yeah, authorized client, and then GitHub error. Copy. I don't know. Other. What is this? Okay, so I just need to bash. Just drop it in there. Fine. It's an authorized call. What is this thing? Oh, it's the same thing. Double check. It ends with 3D. Something's, is there a secret in there? No. Something MA. Okay. So I can delete that. And this thing here, I'm going to copy for later, and then I can study it offline. Peace and quiet. Copy a CR curl. Bash. Go. All right. So what was this thing? Redirect mismatch. The redirect URI must match the resident. Managing substituting authorization requests are state. State isn't really meaningful. Message. Gotta run, folks. Gotta run. Yep. Dope. Heading over. Sweet. Cool. All right. Let me wrap this up, folks. Auth struggles, not FTW. Fucked up on it royally. Such is life, folks. You can see the struggling junior developer, David. End of episode. I'm going to have some dinner with a good gang, the Folks and Burn crew, where I don't know what the full plan is. I'm pretty keen to hear whatever they've been up to thus far. Anyways, like clockwork, that's it again. It's a wrap for this Wednesday. Y'all take care. Merry holidays, folks. Or actually, merry holiday to my future self that watches this, that's wondering why I'm streaming this stuff. Ciao, ciao, and broadcast.